Good morning, students. Today, let me discuss the next important element, that is so called as important characteristics of modern business. Today's modern business is well known. It is famous. Why? Because it is having some of the important characteristics. Let us discuss all those characteristics one by one. The first important characteristics is that large size. If you take any business organization, actually they are big in size. It literally means that the size in terms of how much capital that they have possessed, the size in terms of how much assets that they are having, how much revenues they are generating, and apart from that, how much sales turnover they are achieving. Looking to all these parameters, we can rightly recognize that today's business organizations are large in size. And if you take the example of any MNC, any modern business organization, actually the earnings or the revenues of one MNC is greater than GDP of developing countries of the world. To that extent, the modern business organizations have been developed. And in every aspect, they are having large scale of operations. That is why they are big in size. And second thing is that market driven in the sense the business organizations are not going to be regulated and controlled by the government. Actually, the today's business organizations are going to be monitored and regulated by the markets only. Why? Because previously, if you see any businessman, first they used to produce the product. Thereafter, they will search out for the market where actually the product has going to be launched. But today it is not the scene. Today, every businessman, before manufacture any product, first what they will do, they will conduct the market survey. They will conduct the market research, so as to know and understand what are the situations and conditions are there in the market. Why? Because the needs, demands, tastes and preferences of the consumers will be always been changing in nature. That is why, looking to the market situations and conditions, every businessman has to produce the product, and likely that product is going to be launched in the right place, in the right market. That is why business organizations are going to be controlled by the market situations and the conditions. And third thing is that modern business organizations are technology based. For every modern business organization, the technology is one of the strongest weapon, one of the strongest strength for them. Why? Because by adopting the latest and the new technology, they have started introducing new variety of products. They have made some sort of innovations in the products. That is why, with the help of the advanced technology, they are rightly producing specialized products which can rightly reduce the competition level and reduce the cost of the product, and likely it is going to enhance the quality of the product also. To that extent, the modern business organizations are dependent on the technology. And fourth thing is that modern. Today's business is so called as the modern business. Why? Because each and every business organizations are entering into the modern business. Today you can hear the new concepts called as the IT, information technology, BT, biotechnology, BPO, business process outsourcing, KPO, knowledge process outsourcing. How these concepts have developed? These concepts have been developed. Why? Because the business has become so modern. Today each and every business organizations want to enter IT, BT, BPO, KPO, LPO, tourism, courier services, and even the entertainment services. This kind of new businesses are going to be entered by the today's business organization. That is why modern can be the one of the characteristics of the modern business. And fifth thing is that MNC. MNC in the sense multinational companies. Multinational companies in the sense, in the past, if you see any business organization, they used to sell their products within the territorial jurisdiction of their nation only. But now each and every companies are started launching the products beyond the territorial boundaries of their country. Today we can find the product of one country in many different corners of the world. How it has made? Because it is because of the globalization. Now the world economy is transformed into one smaller village, and in that village only you can buy even the branded products from the different countries of the world. That is why the companies have started doing their dealings in more than one country, started doing their launching the products in more than one countries of the world. That is why the companies have become transnational in the sense they have become multinational corporations. And next thing is that diversification. Diversification means in these days the business organizations are not going to deal in only one type of product. They have started dealing in many different variety of the products. Take the example of Tata Company. Tata Company was well known for the Tata Motors when it was in the automobiles industry. Now Tata Company has diversified its operations, diversified its scale of business. They have entered into the new types of business. Now the Tata can be seen not only in automobile industry, it can be seen in the software industry, in the communication industry, in the Tata Salt that you can find. It is a consumer product. In that also you can see the Tata Company products. That is why they have diversified their scale of operations. And seventh thing is that the role of the government. Looking to the modern business, the government role is very important. Why? Because take the example of India. Today the Indian Prime Minister is signing agreements with the different countries of the world. He has entered into agreement with the Myanmar, Philippines, Germany, France. So with all these countries of the world, today the government has signed agreement so as to promote the international trade. That is why now one country has started selling its products because of the role of the government. Today the government has adopted its business policy so as to promote the international trade, and now the government itself entering into the new agreements with the different countries of the world. You may take the example of the new industrial policy of 1991. Why the new industrial policy has been introduced? So as to lift out the restrictions which are so imposed on the business. Why? Because before the Indian economy was so regulated. but the government has removed all the restrictions which are imposed on the Indian economy. Now the countries of the products of Indian country are going to be sell to the other countries of the world, and the other country products can be easily entered and launched into the Indian economy. To that extent, the liberalization policy has been implemented by the government itself. And next thing is that the mergers and acquisitions. Sometimes the company can develop its own, but sometimes if it wants to achieve the growth, if it wants to develop itself, it has to merge with other companies. It has to acquire the business of other companies of the world. That is why today every companies have started entering into the mergers and acquisitions, and with the help of the mergers and acquisitions they can rightly avoid the competition, they can acquire the big market share. This has happened. Why? Because it is because of the mergers and acquisitions. Take the example of PNG company. PNG is the combination or merge of two companies of the world. One is Procter and another one is the Gamble. Procter and Gamble now has become the big company, dominant company in the public sector. How it has possible? Because it is because of the mergers and acquisitions. And apart from that, take another example. So Lakshmi Narayan Mittal is going to merge with the Arcelor company. Now it is a combination of two important companies. Now they have become the big steel industry in the steel company in the world. How it has happened? Because it is because of the mergers and the acquisitions. And next thing is that the ninth one is the power. Power in the sense, if you see any business people, they are entering into the politics and also enjoy some powers in the society. With their status and with the wealth, they can influence the government policy also. That is why, take the example of Dayanidhi Maran. Dayanidhi Maran was the founder member of the Sun TV. Being a businessman, he has rightly entered into the politics. That is why power can be one of the most important characteristics of the modern business. And last thing, 10th thing is that the good corporate citizenship. Good corporate citizenship in the sense, now companies have started extending their social responsibilities to the different sections of the society. They are extending social responsibilities towards the government, towards the trade unions, towards the employees, towards the consumers, towards the suppliers. Why? Because the companies are taking the initiation, and with the help of that they have rightly created the social welfare. They have started taking the initiation and they have give solutions to the social problems. To that extent, they are taking care about the society, and whatever the problems which society is facing, it has given solution for all those problems. That is why, to that extent, each and every companies are giving their good deeds, giving their contribution towards the society. That is why you can find now the companies are going to be considered as the good citizens. Good citizens. Why? Because they are going to provide the good quality of products. They are going to charge the reasonable price to the quality oriented products. They have generated the employment opportunities. Like this, many social responsibilities have been started, extended by the companies itself. That is why now they are considered to be as the good citizens of the society. So these are the some important characteristics of the modern business. Please go through the discussion. Thank you.